like to play me in a game of Risk? It's not like I'm the ultimate strategist or anything. Welcome to Movie Club. You merely adopted the movie club. I was born in it, molded by it. Now, the movie that we're going to talk about is Batman. The Dark Knight Rises, my favorite movie. Now, one thing I noticed watching this time was that the story was very similar to Rocky 3. The one with Mr. T. And if you look at Bane in the movie, he has a mask on. And it connects in the back and almost looks like Mr. T's mohawk. This is a terrible joke. I'm gonna stop now. Sorry about that. So anyways, welcome to Movie Club. We're doing Dark Knight Rises, and I picked this one partially because I think it's funny that, masks is such a big deal, and in our society currently, masks are such a big deal. That's kind of why I picked the Dark Knight movies. Now, everyone's favorite in this trilogy is hands down The Dark Knight, the one with Heath Ledger as the Joker. And you know what? This movie's awesome. This movie's great. I watched it recently, right before rewatching Dark Knight Rises. And I watched it with a little bit more of a critical eye. And I watched it from the perspective of Bane, maybe, if he was watching the movie and he's a little jealous of the movie, So Bane might come back and have a few things to say about The Dark Knight. But for now, let's talk about The Dark Knight Rises. So, as Bane mentioned before, it's actually really similar to Rocky 3, which, you've got the champion, Batman, an established Batman who kicks butt all over Gotham. He can't lose. He's in his mind, he's Batman and he can't lose. And I think Bane said something like, victory has made you lose. Something like that. Basically saying his pride, Batman's pride. Which in the Rocky movie, he's the world champion, he doesn't really train as much as he needs to for a fight. He doesn't see Clubber Lang as a threat. And Clubber Lang comes out of nowhere and clubbers the shiz out of him. And just like Bane does to Batman, breaks his mind and his body. And, it's a humbling experience for Batman to go through. And he then gets thrown down the pit of despair and has to, bring himself back to, fighting form so that he can save Gotham. And that's what Rocky does after he loses to Clubber Lang. So then Batman comes back and he has the fight and he wins back, and becomes the champion again, And so Dark Knight Rises kind of has that scene in the middle with the pit of despair, and he kind of has his little montage training sequence getting back into form. And then he comes back and beats Bane and is the champion, and maybe he dies in a nuclear blast, maybe not. I kind of like the idea that this was like the ultimate sacrifice, end of Batman passing on the mantle. And the fact that the movie strongly hints at Batman fixing the autopilot and, autopiloting the nuke out of there, and then and then Robin, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, becomes Batman after that. But then the whole thing with Alfred, and he sees him at the restaurant with him and Felicia Kyle. That sounds wrong. But Selina Kyle. There we go. Bye, Felicia. Hello, Selina. Where was I going with that? Anyways, Alfred gets to see them at the restaurant at the end, and cry his little tears. Old Anne Hathaway is Selena Kyle, and Anne Hathaway, she was always kind of the little Princess Diaries and everything, and seeing her get to be a real cool role in a Batman movie, and she does a really good job. She's believable as the sexy maid who robs Bruce Wayne, and and she has her tight outfit, and so she's kind of got that mystique, that feminine mystique that's dangerous sexy. She does that really well, and throughout the movie she gets Batman's trust and lets him down, gets whoever's trust and lets him down, and she kind of plays by her own rules, and it's really cool. She does a good job. I like Anne Hathaway's, and Anne Hathaway is a good one. And then of course you've got Tom Hardy as Bane, and it's the only thing that was kind of fun to watch during the movie is Tom Hardy's not really a tall guy. He's short. I'm pretty sure he's shorter than Christian Bale. And the way he filmed the movie, from all the low angles coming up, it's a very forced perspective, make Bane look huge. And the fight scene in the middle of the movie when he beats Batman, when he breaks the bat, that part's awesome. Just the way it looks, how everything's wet, how everything's just so brutal, and all those low angles, and just seeing Bane smashing down, and it's so good. I love this movie. Now, something we'll talk about some other stuff. I like to prefer to think that maybe Batman killed himself, but you know what? He fixed the autopilot. We saw what we saw. Things don't always make sense, and it's fine to have that be the ending. I'm happy with that. That's a happy ending for me. But watching the movie, it really feels like it should be in the structure that Infinity War and Endgame are in, where the first half of the movie, until he breaks the bat and sends him down the pit of despair, that's the Infinity War with Thanos. Thanos coming in and destroying the Avengers. Again, very Rocky 3. Empire Strikes Back to Return of the Jedi. It's that bad guys win thing. And it should have been 2 movies. Should have been Breaking the Bat and then The Dark Knight Rises, or whatever, and have the second movie be his recovery and return to Gotham and everything. The movie's 3 hours almost, so it really could, be done in that amount of time. But yeah, I like the movie a lot. I don't have a lot of really big, any complaints anywhere. But rewatching this, I went back and watched the Heath Ledger one, and man, I watched it with that kind of overly critical mind, and tried to not ignore the little things that I usually ignore to make a movie experience kind of enjoyable if I know it's not perfect, blah blah blah. But yeah, I'll cut to Bane complaining about some things from The Dark Knight. There's a part in the movie at the beginning when the school bus is leaving the bank after the robbery, and there's just magically a space in front of one bus and behind another bus for his school bus to fit in. Did the Joker bribe all the school bus drivers to leave him an open spot exactly so that he could fit through at the exact right time? Sounds like somebody with a plan, Joker. A schemer, perhaps. Batman jumps and lands on Scarecrow's van and smashes it. It's stupid. When the gangster, played by Michael Jai White, when he gets told, "Why so serious?" and cuts his cheek and he dies. The Joker, did he cut him a Joker smile, or did he die? Did he stab him in the brain? Did he slit his throat? It's stupid. Now, in the dinner party scene, when Joker comes in and disrupts the party with Rachel and throws her out the window, and Batman, when he goes jumping for her, how do they survive the fall? I don't know. Does Batman's cape turn into a type of turtle shell? You tell me. Batman takes a brick out of the wall that had a bullet in it. Now, he runs a similar simulation, shooting bullets into similar bricks with similar bullets, and he finds the one that visually looks similar and says, I can recreate the thumbprint, fingerprint on the bullet casing. It makes perfect sense. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. In an old Batman movie with Harvey Dent, Two-Face, he holds a piece of paper up to his face like, oh no, and acid burns half his face. It at least makes a little sense. In this movie, it's like perfect down the middle because he was laying in the fuel. Kinda stupid. And Harvey Dent puts on his seatbelt to save him when he kills the driver of the car. That car accident is so dangerous. It was a stupid risk. I guess he tossed a coin for himself. I don't know. Now, I like motorcycles, but I would never drive up a wall and do a flip to turn around. It's extremely dangerous. There's a part with a money pyramid with an Asian fellow sitting tied on the top, and he is very conscious. The Joker then burns all the money, and we don't hear the screams of agony of the Asian fellow. Stupid. The Joker approaches Harvey Dent in the hospital bed. All he has on is a mask, and he has white face and crazy Joker face, Joker makeup. You can see it, but Harvey Dent doesn't recognize him till he takes his mask off. That's pretty stupid. When all the hostages, who are dressed as henchmen clowns with guns duct taped to their hands, and they're just standing around. When the Joker falls and he's laughing on the way down and Batman saves him. He should have let him fall. It would save Gotham a lot of trouble. He let Ra's al Ghul die. He did not save him. He let him fall. Why is Joker any different? At the end of the movie, when Batman and Two-Face fall flat on their back about 20 feet, it kills Two-Face. He dies from it. Now, falling down with Batman usually means you survive. But what a stupid death. But, yeah, movie was awesome. It was fun. Batman has a scene in the movie where he tells the Robin character, why he wears a mask. It's not for you, it's to protect your loved ones, Anyways, it's, Batman knows. Listen to Batman. But, yeah. Anyways, I love doing this. Next week, we're going to do Ghost... Or not next week. I'm going to try to post it on Halloween. We'll see. It'll be near Halloween. Maybe after, maybe before. I don't know. But I'm going to do a Ghostbusters episode next. But, yeah. Movie club is fun. And, yeah. Peace be with you. I hope you enjoyed the Bane impression that I did. That's really bad. But, yeah. I like the movie. Check it out. It's fun. It's fun to see a movie like that. Peace.